Welcome to the Budget Spender versus Free-to-Play experiment. I'm Wood. Thank you for joining me as we find out how much difference your spending in Raid Shadow Legends actually makes. We're comparing two accounts, started at the exact same time on the exact same day, played by the same lovable knucklehead in the same way, and the only difference being a budget of $50 per month. It's day 3. Let's take a look at our progress. Thanks guys for joining me. I hope you're doing well today. This is the free-to-play account. Been grinding like crazy. I haven't been able to get down below the damage or the energy cap yet. You'll see here I've got 614, and it seems like the more I do, the more energy I get, and that's just the way it is starting a new account. You'll see around this screen on the borders is a green border, greenish border that I put up just so that to differentiate between the two accounts. As I switch back and forth, see this one is the budget account, and as I switch back and forth so that you guys will be able to see, no matter where we are in the account, you'll be able to tell which one I'm on. I've been confused by that in the past watching other people's videos, and so just hopefully it'll be clear to you which ones. Day 14 or 14-day Adeline chase. So this is weird. I wanted to point this out. I wanted to see if anybody else was having the same issue that I am. So you see on the free-to-play account that I started, it didn't start with the perception gear down here. It started with the energy and this other stuff. But you still get Adeline on the 7th day, right? Okay, so I'm going to collect that. So now let's go over and look at the budget account and look at the Adeline chase. And we've got the perception gear with Adeline at the end. Now we're getting all the same stuff in those 2 weeks. I'll have to take a look at that chest piece and see if it's any good. But I just thought it was weird. Why would 2 different accounts? I mean, it should be the same, right? So I thought that was really strange. Let me know in the comments section if you noticed that, if anyone else noticed that, because I don't know, if you weren't playing 2 accounts you wouldn't even know. But I would prefer to get the perception gear first. Anyway, that's just me. But so that's happening. We used a promo code yesterday after you can only use promo codes every 24 hours in this game, which I haven't really seen that in very many other games. Most other games that I've ever played in the past, especially mobile games, they let you do as many promo codes as work, just whenever. And so I don't understand why that's happening, but look at here, I've still got 11 hours before I can use the new promo code that came out today, and that promo code is Raid Community, no spaces, just Raid Community. It's a really good promo code, and it had a legendary book in it, so I'll be able to put that in both of these accounts pretty soon. Let's check the market and see what we've got. See if there's a ancient shard in here. No. So I only check the market on my main account for mystery shards. That's and then the 5 ancient shards that you get every month. That's the only thing that I do in the market. Every once in a while I'll pick up an uncommon or something like that if I desperately need food champions or something like that. But mostly it's just mystery shards. And so, but on a new account, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just look at the 5-star gear that's there. Sometimes it helps you get a boost on things, but man, they charge an excessive amount of silver for the quality of the gear sometimes. This one, a 4-star common piece of gear for 51,000 silver. If you sold that back, it would probably be what, 5,000, maybe 2,000 silver if you sold that back. So you have to be careful about that. Make sure that if you do buy any gear from the shop, you're going to be early game and only 5-star, and it has to be really good substats on it. and that kind of gear will cost you quite a bit of silver, but I think it's worth it, depending on where you're at. So I'm going to collect my rewards here. Oh, go to the shop and get these goodies. They're always putting it in a different place. Oh, yeah, it's just a mini pack. Sorry. That's just not confusing at all. So I've been working on challenges today. If you look at my progress, I haven't made a ton of progress. We're up to level 27 on both accounts. You see on the budget one, we're both on 27. We're very, very close to the same amount of progress, which I expected. I think I've had a little more luck on gear rolls and the substats that show up on a lot of the gear that I've acquired on the free to play. So the free to play has definitely been luckier that way. I made a huge mistake though. In day 2, if you watched the day 2 video, I pulled shards. I pulled 3 shards each. I looked at the events, and I thought, oh, this Path of Light probably won't be that great, and it probably won't have, but it does. It has summoning champions in it, and that just takes you right to summon champions. I forgot that. Sorry. So pulling an ancient shard gives you 300. So I missed out on 900 of these event light coins. I missed out on 300 or 900 of those light coins. And you look at this, and most people would look at these rewards and say, oh, that's, but for a brand new account, this would make a difference. And I'm going to be able to get a couple of rare skill tomes out of this, and some of the medium potions, and that actually makes a difference on an account like this. So I messed up, but I acquired 2 more ancient shards today on the free to play, and 3 more three more ancient shards on the budget account. So we're gonna open those today and get our points for that. There's a double chance on the primal shards, but we're not gonna have any primal shards anytime soon, I don't think. So we've got that going for us. I did get a War Maiden on both accounts, more than one. I've been grinding the Deadlands, and I've just really been grinding these challenges. These challenges are difficult to do because they make you get attack percent substats on lower pieces and it's crazy. I've got this attack percent on my Ethel, which eventually, very soon, she will not have attack percent. Attack percent isn't the best thing to use on your lower row, but just to get through these challenges, they require you to gear an attack-based champion with this attack percent substats on gloves and on chest plate and on boots. And that's not the way you normally would build an attack-based champion. And they focus so much on getting this attack-based gear with attack-based substats from this one specific area of the campaign in stage 2 here. They make you get a piece of 3-star gear from every one of these levels, and then they require you to get an attack percent on these last 3 on gloves and chest plates and boots, and it can be a real grind to try and get those done. But I wanted to get those out of the way because I hate doing them. It takes forever, and I think I'm definitely sure it stifled some of my progress today. But I did the same on both accounts. And as I pulled shards yesterday on both accounts, I did pull the same amount of shards on both, so it didn't really hurt one or the other. It kind of hurt me on both of them for that Path of Light event. So take your lesson from me. Don't pull don't pull shards if it's outside of an event if you want the rewards, because they can be pretty valuable. So I'll pull the 2 today on the free to play, and then I'll pull the 3 on the budget account. I also got I've been just grinding food. I'm trying to get my Ethel leveled up, but she's still at level 40 on both accounts, and that's just because I think the progress was a little stifled trying to get those quests and challenges and missions out of the way. It's gonna. I think it'll actually work out for me in the long run, because the rewards that you acquire from doing these missions and the challenges, they're pretty good rewards. And let me move that up just slightly there. They're pretty good rewards, and I think it'll help in the long run to get those. But mostly it's just because I'm a box checker and I hate the red dots, and I hate having those challenges sitting here and these missions sitting here. The missions are there until, now you've got 3 levels of missions. You've got Arbiter and Ramontu and Marius, and the Arbiter missions are just really important. I want to get those done as soon as possible. And if you're really careful and if you're really smart about it, you can do the missions and the challenge and a lot of the challenges at the same time. But the challenges, a new challenge doesn't open up. We're on 2 of 5 here. The next one won't open up. Some of them are retroactive and some of them aren't. And so you have to kind of be careful and watch what you have coming up, and try and work them as close to the missions as you can, because some of those acquiring the attack percent artifacts and everything, some of those are, there's challenges on some of those, and there's missions for some of those, and if you do them at different times, which I did, it's just a pain, and some of them can be done in conjunction with the others. Let's get my daily login. See if I got a ring. Forgot what all the daily logins are. Man, it's been a long time. Got a ring on both accounts, so that'll be helpful. In dungeons, we've made a little bit of progress in dungeons. We've worked on potion keeps. Level 5 there. Level 5 there. Stage 6 on the magic, and I think I just did stage 5 on the spirit, and in arcane we're still on 5 also. So Minotaur, we've just done a little bit just to get the missions and stuff out of the way. Did some ice golem again just to get missions out of the way. You're not farming good gear from them at these stages, but the missions require you to do some, and some of the gear can be good early game, and it can be helpful, but it's going to come off pretty soon. Spider, I was only able to do 2 stages on the free to play. Dragon, I got to 5. I don't think I only got to, so I got a shield guard for both accounts also. I don't think I'll probably build him. So progress on both accounts has been pretty steady. I just, I'm in that kind of mode where I'm trying to use up energy, and like I said in my day 2 video, energy usage is really difficult at this stage of the game, because you're not using very much energy in your campaign runs, and they take longer. So it takes you a lot longer to use up your energy, and so I've been energy positive over the cap, which means I'm not earning any free energy, and it drives me nuts. But I just haven't had the time to spend it, and so when I do make progress, it keeps giving me more energy, and so we're trying to work on that. We are in. Well, I wanted to show arena. We are in silver 1 in arena. Some of these guys are I can usually tell if they're just going to be faster than me. This is a trap. This Sun Wukong, he'll kill you. He's probably going to be faster. Let's see if there's any fights that look interesting here. I think I can win this one. So I already have War Maiden in gear. I haven't even leveled her yet because I'm still focused on my Ethel. Oh, cut in. I'm not speed tuned, guys. That's just embarrassing. Look at that. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. It's just so it's tense. It's so tense in these first few days. You're trying to fight, and it's funny because there's a bunch of these guys that in Silver 1 with Sun Wukong, and you know those accounts are pretty old, because if they haven't progressed past this point, then they've got Sun Wukong at like 50, and he's been out for several months now, obviously. So yeah, it's fun. It's a kick. Let's take out this Galek. I don't even look at who I'm fighting. Do you guys look at who? I've noticed when I'm watching other guys stream or whatever, they always look at the account names of the guys they're fighting, and for some reason I never do that. Do you guys do that? Put it down in the comments if you do that. Okay, back into Silver 1. So we're just bouncing back and forth into Silver 1 here, and so that's been kind of fun, just doing some of the, because I'm on some arena challenges for that also. I noticed that some of these guys they did start about a week ago, or at least a week ago, because they have Adeline. Here's one that probably somebody who quit. I'm just assuming a lot of these accounts are ones that quit. They got to a certain point and they're just kind of stuck in this purgatory of Silver 1 and haven't degraded enough yet to be back down in Bronze. But we face some of those in Bronze too. It's just so nothing too impressive on my stats. So if you're looking to be blown away by my progress or my stats, I'm sorry, you came to the wrong place. But yeah, this challenge that I'm doing is mostly just to compare two accounts. I'm not able to spend 24 hours a day grinding these accounts, but I am. But if you're able to spend that kind of time, this might be useful for you too. You just know that you'd be ahead of me on both accounts, and I'm just wanting to highlight the differences. And yes, if I had more activity going on, there would be more differences. I think that gap would start to widen a little bit, and so we'll just keep grinding away at both of these accounts and trying to make as much progress as possible. I think I'll open these. I think before we go here, I'll open these shards, because we are now in the Path of Light event. I am going to get credit for them, and we just need more food champions. I did acquire a lot of food champions today doing Deadlands. Deadlands seems to, I don't know if the rates are any different for any of the stages of campaign. I've never looked into percentage wise how often you get rewarded with the rare and the uncommon champions that are available in those stages, because they come just every once in a while, and I've always wondered what the rates are for those, because it seems like some of them reward you more often, but that might just be my own personal observation, may not be actually in the numbers. So let's go ahead and open a couple of ancient shards. Oh yeah, we've got progressive. I forgot we've got progressive events. So hey, let's talk about this. If I was to pull a legendary or an epic, which one would I want? White Queen is she's really good. Brogni is awesome. I started, a few months before the Brogni fusion, and I wasn't able to do the fusion. Mordecai was one of the epics in that fusion, and everybody was really excited about Mordecai because at the time the HP burn was really rare. AoE HP burn was really rare. And I knew Brogni was going to be really good, but I didn't think I had the resources to be able to complete that fusion. But I thought, man, I could get the Mordecai, and I had spent too many shards. I hadn't saved my shards enough, and they put the Mordecai in those shard events, and I was really disappointed not to get him. But I got him a few weeks later in another shard pull, and then I actually eventually ended up pulling a Brogni. But he's really, really good, and he'd be special for progression in these early game accounts. Manaya just got a buff. I use her on my end game account for the Amius, the Lunar Archon guy, and because she has a heal reduction, and she's actually been pretty good for that. People always talk about her like she's useless, but I actually kind of like Manaya. But like I said, I don't use her anywhere else. That's kind of the only, and that's why I built her, was for that purpose. And this is King Galkabar. I think he's really good too. I don't have him, but I've heard really good things. And then Helikath is just, Helikath would be huge for clan boss, and that's what I'm focused on early game. So I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna put him in for the progressive chance. On the very remote chance that we pull a legendary with an ancient shard, which is 0.5%. Then we'd have a 15-time chance of getting him, which is, I've heard the number is like 7%. If you get a legendary, you have a 7% chance of getting him. So you have to pass that check first of a 0.5% chance of getting a legendary, and then if you do get that legendary, you have a 7% chance of getting the Helikath. It's really not that great, but it's better than nothing. So we're going to use it. We're going to go for it. And then on epics, let's see who. Man, Miscreated Monster is great. I love Miscreated Monster. He's huge in so many places. Duodan's good too. I use Duodan. He's good. And then Burangiri, I don't think he's crucial. I think I'm going to go with Miscreated Monster. This is actually a really good for early game. This is a really good pool of champions to put in the progressive. It gives you the illusion that you have a much better chance. You don't. You don't have a much better chance. But like I said, it's better than nothing. So we're going to go for it. I'm going to put that in, lock it in. We don't have to lock in anywhere else because we don't have any more shards. So let's go for the 2. See what we get on the first one. Watch me say it. That's Hurler. He hurls things. That's what I've heard. I don't know what he's hurling. Oh, actually, Shadowbow Tirlak is actually pretty good. Attacks one enemy, has 40% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 1 turn. So it's a pretty good chance on the lower version of decreased attack, but every little bit helps on that. Attacks all enemies, places a 15% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's the smaller decreased speed or increased speed on all allies, but that's pretty good. And that books down to a 3-turn cooldown too. And places a Veil buff on all allies except this champion for 1 turn. Also places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. So that's actually really good skill. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, which isn't ideal, but for a rare, that's not too bad. And really early game Hydra, he might be useful because Veil is rare on rares, if that makes sense. Decreases the damage received from skills by allies under Veil or Perfect Veil buffs by 5%. So you get a little bit more damage. You get some damage mitigation from the Veil on your allies, but this reduces it even a little bit more. So that could come in clutch for something very early game. I'm not saying if you get a Shadow Bow, I'm not saying just go ahead and build him, go up to level 60. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying very early game, he might be useful. So, all right, that's my 2 shards for the free to play. Let's take a look at what we get. I got a random 3rd shard from a dungeon run today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in the same champions in the progressive chance summoning pool, and let's rip these 3 shards and see what we get here. I still like pulling shards. I know it doesn't matter that much, you know. More 300 more light coins. Those light coins actually, they add up, and this event's pretty good. I've gotten all of these, like I've gotten almost 3,000 points on both accounts from just grinding campaign today. And so, you know, I've gotten a lot of energy because it's a new account. But that's really helpful. You know, those rewards are going to be really helpful on both of these accounts. So Honor Guard, I don't know what he does. If I find out that Honor Guard is like the best rare in the game, I'll let you know. I'll look into it. Oh, marked. I think I kind of have a love-hate relationship with marked. Eyes up here. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with marked because when you read her kit, she seems really good. And I tried to start building her a long time ago. And I probably didn't have the gear, to be fair to her, to make her work properly. But I read her kit and it seems like it's really good because she has block buffs for 2 turns. And that's, I don't remember, but I think she might be the only one with block buffs for 2 turns on all allies. The only rare, I mean, anyway. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. But it just, you know, and her other skills, the decreased accuracy is good, decreased defense is good on her A1. It's an 80% chance on that. That should be better than it is. Maybe I didn't give her the chance that I should have. I just I probably should have given her a better chance. Plus, I didn't really know what I was doing either, and so that could be. But also marked, I think, is part of the rosin fusion. Let's go look and see if she's part of the rosin fusion, because I thought she was. No, I don't see it marked. There's a Rocktooth and a Valerie and is that Slither? Oh, there's the Gore Mask and then the Skullsworn. And you know, when you're doing these challenges, all of the challenges and missions, you spend a lot of time in the sewers. The sewers of Arnok. You spend a lot of time in here just grinding away, and you see that Skullsworn is one of those that you get tons of copies of if you spend enough time in here. So that one's usually all the farmable rares. It's really nice that they have farmable rares for that rosin fusion. Rosin is not as powerful as he used to be. Rosin is, I think he can be used, but only on a very specific situation and in very specific teams. But if you were able to get him pretty early, he'd be great for Clan Boss. Obviously, affinity's an issue. He's a force affinity, and so when you go up against Spirit's, to me, Spirit is the toughest affinity of Clan Boss because of the speed reduction that he can put on your champions. And I've had that mess me up on speed tunes so many times, and so to me that's a tough one. But Rosin being defense based, and he's slow, he's really outdated, and it would be great if they could buff him. But yeah, look at this, 86 speed, and if you're new to the game, 100 is kind of standard for most champions now. And back when the game came out, 86 was it was still slow, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now. And so he's hard to use. I use him on a team where I actually have to have him really fast. So I've had to put a ton of speed on him, have really good gear on him to be able to use him. Plus a lot of accuracy. See, he comes with 0 accuracy to start out also. And so at least I don't think the accuracy goes up when he's leveled up. Let's look. That's Fushan. Yeah, no accuracy. Okay, his speed does go up to 91 when he's fully ascended and leveled up, but still, that's really slow. And for a legendary champion, that's kind of so. As a permanent fusion in the game, I say permanent meaning until you get him. Once you get him, that goes away. You can't just keep fusing more copies of him. But he can be good. He's one of the few that does both decrease defense and weaken on the same skill, and it can be very good to use, and I do use that. All right, let's go back, pull one more shard in the budget account. Yeah, I like marked, but I'm just not sure. Maybe I should try her again. I don't know. We'll see. What else are we gonna get? Another rare. Big shock. And a flinger. So we got a flinger on one and a hurler on the other. He flings things. He doesn't hurl. He flings. The other guy, he hurls. He doesn't fling. Just so you know. Okay, if I find out that these champions are really great and I was missing the boat on them, I will let you know. So I think that's going to do it for the video today. So don't forget the promo code. I'm sure most of you already probably know about it, but it's Raid Community. Really good. It's got a legendary book in there. And then the quality of life changes are coming pretty soon for the tavern. I talked yesterday on day 2 about the tavern and how to level up and rank up champions, and that's all going to change, and that'll be a really nice change. It takes so much time to level and rank, especially when you're doing it in bulk. So that'll be really nice when they make those changes. They've made some really good quality of life changes. I would still like to see some more quality of life changes that save us some time, because they've added some things to the game that take us a lot more time, and I would really like to see some more reduced time. But I am grateful for the things that have been introduced into the game that have saved so much time, like clan boss being able to be run, on auto in the background for only a few seconds, as opposed to sitting there, leaving it on your phone, watching it for 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. That, man, like we used to do that 4 times a day or 3 times a day, depending on how many keys you were able to use. And so that change by itself has saved my phone a lot of time. And it's been really nice. So, well, it's too bad we didn't get either a miscreated monster even out of that. Hey, we got some more challenges done. I really like checking these boxes. It is so nice. So I am going to keep grinding. I'm going to try and have my Ethel up to level 60 pretty soon. I think we'll be able to make a lot more progress now that we've gotten a lot of those challenges and missions out of the way, and I'll be able to really focus on grinding, and we'll see what happens on for the rest of day 3 and into day 4. So thank you for joining me. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a good day. We'll talk to you later.